glow on the YouTube screen. Sean B steps in where the cuts run deep. From a New York state of mind, she was born to see what gets lost in the dark, what they don't want to speak. Silk in her voice, but the questions hit hard. Pulling back the curtain, laying truth on the yard. Every hush-hush story, every shadow clue. She's piecing up the pain till the whole thing comes through. She don't chase noise, she follows the trail. When the headlines miss, she will still unveil. With a sharp-eyed soul and a heart that knows some stories need light so the healing can grow. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. For the tears unseen and the cries turned low, she be lifting up the weight that the world let go. Every fact she finds got a purpose and pulse. Every case she touches makes the silence convulse. No cheap thrills, just grace and fire. Taking buried details higher and higher, where the whispers get drowned and the weak get missed. She's a soulful reminder they still exist. She can feel when the story ain't sitting right, so she walks through the dark just to bring back light. With that grown woman glow and pimpin' a flare, she's reaching for the truth, 'cause it's waiting there. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness rise. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. Sean B on the scene, bringing dark today, giving lost names rhythm, giving silence a say. Like, share, subscribe, let the people come through. When Sean B talks truth, baby, everybody knew. She got that city soul, that uptown grace, and a mind that can read what time can't erase. So gather round close, let the story unfold. Some truths need a voice, some hearts need a hold, and she won't let the quiet just fade away. She's turning low whispers into words that stay. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness rise. Let the realness rise. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. Sean B on the scene, bringing dark today, giving lost names rhythm, giving silence a say. Like, share, subscribe, let the people come through. Sean B keeps it real, and she's speaking true. Sean B, true crime, where the hidden gets revealed, and every story matters.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello, 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 y'all. How y'all doing? What's going on, Buttercup? Me lady. What's going on, drip to the drippity drop, drop, drip? What's going on, y'all? Hey. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day, because I certainly am. I am having a great day. Absolutely. Unfortunately, we have sad stuff happening in the news every day, and we have to cover it. We have to make sure that we bring the low whispers out loud and bring it to the truth. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about something that is very important. Something very, very important, and that is the mistreatment and abuse with the children. Hey, Miss Kathy, Miss Johnson. Hey, Miss B. How y'all doing? I'm good, Kathy. Thank you for asking, love. Hey, Miss Wanda. Nice to see you, love. I'm glad you guys are joining me. So, like I was saying, it's. Oh, thank you, Wanda, for that floating heart, baby. Thank you. And the sun rays. Thank you. Thank you so much, Boo. I appreciate you. So I'm sure everybody has seen the story about Miss, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that, my bad. About Miss Wanda says, I pray all is well with everyone and their families. Everything is good over here, baby. Nothing but love, oh, nothing but love. My husband ain't gonna have it no other way. He like, look, if it's causing you some anger or some hostility or some discomfort, some pain, make it go away. And that's what we do. Everything is good over here, baby. And I hope the same thing for y'all. Make it go away. Life is too short to be frowning and being ugly and being mad or sad or sad. So I hope whatever might be bringing anybody any kind of gloom, just let it go and smile. It feels better. I promise y'all it does. It feels much better. So, like I was saying, I'm sure you guys have seen this story all over the place. And it's never my intentions, like I believe I've said before, it's never my intentions to be, yeah, lady. Lady said, just smile. Absolutely, girl. Especially when you got one of them beautiful, pretty smiles. Yeah, show it off, man. Listen, show that smile off. You use too many muscles in your face to frown. You use much less, much less muscles in your face to smile than you do to frown. Drip says, I'm a smile when I get my crab legs. I know that's right, boo. I know that's right. So like I was saying, it is never my intentions to be the first one to bring a story. I'm not in a race with anyone. I'm not the gatekeeper of a story. Many people do very deep dives on people. You know what I mean? They find out who the relatives are and where the chick was living at, what school the father went to. To me, that's irrelevant. That's just me, though. If you guys would like to know that kind of stuff, feel free, man. Feel free, right? I'm not the only one covering it. And y'all know that. Like, this happened over, what, last week? You know what I mean? So, no, I'm not the gatekeeper at all. At all. So, but this is about 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Kimani Harris. That's her name. JAVEAYAH Kimani Harris. 4 years old. The mother made a 911 call on the 30th of June, claiming that JAVEAYAH just disappeared. Just disappeared. And so let's listen to this 911 call. Hold on a minute. Why is this not working right? Let me stop that. Go here. There we go. All right. Here we go.
Aiken County 911, where's your emergency?
Ma'am, I'm at. I can't find my baby. Yes, ma'am. She was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
All right, how old is this baby?
She's 4.
Can you?
What was she wearing?
She has on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had me in pink beads. She had braids.
Okay, hold on.
Is she black, white, or Hispanic?
She's mixed.
Okay. How long ago did you see her, ma'am? When was the last time you saw her?
I just came out here like no less than 20 or 30 minutes ago. I went in the house to cook dinner, and I told her it's time to come in once it starts getting dark. And when I came out here, I just
okay. Just take a breath for me, okay? I already have them on the way to you, okay? Do you know where she might be heading? Okay. You have any family or friends that live around the area?
No, but she usually try to chase our chickens to catch them, and I've been looking through the woods to try to see if I see her, but I don't see her nowhere.
What's your name?
My name is Micheline Harris.
What's her name?
JAVEAYAH Harris.
Harris? I couldn't hear the first name.
JAVEAYAH is spelled JAVEAYAH. And I wasn't out here. I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I can't keep up with her like that.
Okay. And what? Anybody else out there with her? Like that was out there with her? Any friends, kids playing with her?
The way our yard is set up, it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens right here at the back.
All right. Does she have any health issues? Any mental issues? Anything like that?
They suspect that she was autistic, but she just now turned 4, so they don't have no diagnosis all the way.
Okay.
But she's very smart, though. She don't seem autistic.
Does she talk?
Yeah. She can carry a full conversation.
Okay. You didn't see any vehicles before you went inside or anything like that?
No, but what worries me is these crackheads that walk in his house behind the house. I don't know. I've always felt weird about them, and I don't know. Hello?
I'm still here, ma'am. Give me just a second.
My call might be breaking up because of where we at.
Okay. What's a good call?
I have so many questions. Hey, Smiley. How are you, love? Let me know y'all can hear me, please. Something is happening fooey with my computer. Can y'all hear me? Hello. Okay, yeah, I can see y'all can hear me. The first thing that I want to say is, Smiley, you touched on it. Why in the hell, and I think Drip did too, yeah. Why in the hell was a 4-year-old outside by herself? A 4-year-old, number one. Number two, you said you went in the house to start cooking. And you went outside to get her because it was starting to get dark. Well, damn, how long was this baby outside by herself? Like, seriously, I want to know. How long what's wrong with you? Then she messed around and said, I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I can't keep up with her. Really? You have a 4-year-old. You're 39 weeks pregnant. So why would you take her outside in the first place? Y'all know what I'm saying? Why take her outside in the first place if you are admitting that you can't keep up with her? Wouldn't you want to keep her contained in the house, where all you got to do is like tiptoe to the room to see where she at, what she doing? You ain't got to worry about nothing outside. But then she said something about her friendly neighborhood crackheads. Yeah, lady, she did. So wait a minute now. You got a problem with your neighbors, yet you leave your 4-year-old outside with your neighbors. And that makes sense. That made sense. Okay. Let's continue.
Callback number for you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I don't have one. My phone is not on, but I can still call 911.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm on the way to you. Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And
Okay.
she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said yes. And I literally, her bath water is in the tub, ran, and dinner is cooking, and I came out here to get her, and I can't even find her.
Okay, is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
Usually in the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked in here, and she's not in here.
Okay. Is there any bodies of water nearby?
I don't know, ma'am. Me and my husband just now purchased in this house. I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that. It's not good.
Okay, you say you searched the woods. Is that behind your house?
Yes, it's like a pathway right behind my house. And we usually take the dog sometimes in the woods to just let them run. And she'll come, so I know she knows about the woods. And but I look down the same pathway that we walk, and I did not see her.
Okay, and you said she was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. Anything else you may be wearing?
Her beads are pink.
Beats are pink?
Yeah, she's got braids. I mean, I don't know if she got on Crocs or with shoes, because she just puts on play shoes, but I don't, ma'am, it's not no way that she could have got far.
All right. Do you have any neighbors around the area that you're familiar with she might be going to?
No, we don't talk to none of these people. None of these people, because they all mostly do drugs. I don't associate myself with that.
Have you checked with neighbors to see if they have seen her?
No, ma'am. I'm literally, like, I called you like 10 minutes after I stepped outside. The cops are pulling up right now.
All right, go ahead and talk to them, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's get to it. Lady said, nah, bitch. You didn't want to have that baby in jail. Your rabbit ass was in labor. So y'all had to go on with the plans. See how she hollering? She in labor. Going to hell with gasoline. Draws on, lady said. Drip said, not good, but got that baby outside alone. Exactly. Exactly, y'all. Exactly. My point. Exactly. So, let me see. Come back over here. And stop. Tell me, what did y'all think when y'all first heard about this story? What did y'all think? No, not that. Anybody? Anybody? Want to talk about what they first thought when they hold on 1 second. Let's go here. Your browser has locked your screen. This bar to allow. Okay. So let me see if this is going to work right. Boom. Boom. Okay. But it's not letting me go back. Let me see. Lady Mystic. Oh, Drip said she lied. Yeah. Lady said when he said, hold on. When he said he went to the store, then the laundromat. Okay. Smiley said, I knew from the moment I heard him speak about that baby in past tense that they did something to her. Miss Johnson says that she was lying. Who let the child be outside and you live around crackheads? I know that's right. Lady says, then her phone off and you have a child at the house. That happens sometimes, lady. You know, at least with me as a single mom, at the time when cell phones hit, at first there were only Sprint phones available, right? And shoot, sometimes it got to the point where I had to pick between whether or not I was going to buy, snacks for the kids or pay my cell phone bill. And that cell phone bill had to wait. So, but in this instance, yeah, I think she's just trifling. Hey, Miss Earls, how are you, Kimberly? Thank you for joining us, boo. All right, let's get into this, y'all.
I can't find my baby.
That was the call that launched a massive search for 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris.
He was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
But tonight, arrest warrants say that story was false.
She had on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had in pink beads. She had braids.
Investigators say JAVEAYAH had been dead for weeks before her mother ever called 911. The warrants say both parents confessed and showed JAVEAYAH was injured through physical abuse.
Seeing that pretty little girl's face, she didn't deserve that.
Tonight, the 911 call, the warrants, and the Aiken County community grieving the little girl they all prayed for.
As a parent and as somebody who has served in this community as a first responder, it is absolutely heartbreaking.
Well, News 12 at 11 o'clock starts right now. Good evening. I'm Will Rio. What you just heard was a 911 call from JAVEAYAH's mother, 22-year-old Michelle Herring. She told dispatchers 4-year-old JAVEAYAH disappeared from their home on Hillsborough Street Tuesday night, but investigators say that was not true. Herring and JAVEAYAH's father, 23-year-old Jamarie Harris, are charged with homicide by child abuse, and Herring is also charged with filing a false police report. And new tonight, arrest warrants say Herring caused severe head injuries to JAVEAYAH through physical abuse and then disposed of her body at another location, which we'll get to very shortly. The documents also allege Harris.
So let's break that down. Let's bring it back a little bit. So that's how the police, law enforcement, and such came to the conclusion that this poor baby is in fact deceased and was before this 911 call. Drip, remember we were talking about it and we said, I said that I wonder how the police came to this conclusion. See, I'm watching this in real time with y'all. I haven't watched this. I watched a portion of the 911 call, then I stopped it. And I said, I'm about to cover this. And Drip said, you about to do it? Yes, I am. See, y'all, because I react because I don't cover cases. I'm not no news reporter and I ain't about to sit here and act like it, right? I don't cover cases. Now, if Beloved's case goes to trial, we covering that trial. Covering it meaning I am going to live stream it, right? But I'm not in the courtroom. I'm not giving interviews. I'm not doing none of that. And to me, that's my meaning of covering a case. And all I'm doing here is reacting to the case with you guys, right? And I pull up cases that affect me to my heart. Something that jumps out at me. This case, however, was sent to me last week, over the weekend, by Lady. And I looked at it and I never jump right on it. She'll tell you. I never jump right on the cases that she sent me. I wait. And I let other people play around with it for a little bit. And then I do my own reaction. I haven't read anybody else's reaction, nothing. So I'm watching this in real time with y'all. Maybe y'all have seen it somewhere else, but I haven't. Hey, Kay. Hey, Kaylin. Kaylin said, good afternoon, Miss Sean B. in chat. I've been following this case. I was hoping someone would cover it. Yes, I'm reacting to it, boo. Drip said, yep, they know something we don't. Absolutely. Kimberly says, I'm so sick of these parents. And Smiley says, yeah, but they have free cell phones now. They didn't have back then. That's a fact. You are absolutely correct about that, Smiley. And Lady says, wouldn't be surprised if the baby is back at the last residence. That's why they moved. And she's not single. You are absolutely correct, lady. She's not single. So she's a chick laying up with a sorry ass nigga that can't make sure that her damn cell phone get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like that ass. Like he's a sorry motherfucker. You know? So with that being said, Hillsborough Street and Ridgecrest Road in Aiken County. This is in South Carolina. And so yeah, me too. Which is the reason for my cover picture. Why the kids? Why aren't we protecting these babies? Why are we abusing our own flesh and blood? Like, what in the hell is wrong with people? And then when this chick, I don't know if y'all caught it, but when this chick was talking to 911, she said her baby was mixed. So is this not his child? Is this not his child? Because that motherfucker right there, blacker than the motherfucker. And so is she. So who is this? How is this baby mixed? Oh, okay. Because that was the description when the 911 dispatch said black, white, or Hispanic. Yes, it is. Yes, it's his. She's mixed. That's what she said, but this child don't. Who's mixed? The mama? Lady? Who's mixed? Because if you got an ounce of black in you, guess what, lady? You're black. So, because nowhere on there does it give you the option white, black, Hispanic. They'll say other. So I guess she checks the other box. Okay, so it's the mama that's mixed. Well, somebody need to tell the mama that her daughter is black. Period. The mama might be mixed, but with that daddy's DNA, that little girl was black. Now, these delusional motherfuckers is getting on my goddamn nerves. She confused as hell, lady. Hell yeah, she confused. I agree. Her lady said her medicine is too. Yes, ma'am. You funny, girl. You funny. But yeah, that's a good thing, because remember, they would not disclose where they were going to search because they didn't want any interference. But that is a good clue, though, lady. It happened at their last residence, and that's why they moved so abruptly. I can agree with that. Here we go.
Knew about the injuries but did not seek medical attention. Now, investigators say this all happened between May 1st and June 15th of this year, about a month after Herring filed a false police report claiming JAVEAYAH went missing. Let's take another listen to that 911 call.
Just to confirm.
No, she wasn't. I thought I was usually here.
Any bodies of water?
In a good area.
Now, here's where law enforcement are searching for JAVEAYAH's body now after Herring admitted to disposing of it at another location. We're showing you a Google Earth view of the Debutary Creek access area, which leads into Rocky Creek Lake on the Catawba River. It's in a rural part of South Carolina near the Fairfield and Chester County lines, nearly 2 hours away. Your Meredith Anderson was out there all day today. She joins us now with the latest on the search for JAVEAYAH's body.
The road to closure in the JAVEAYAH Harris case extends far beyond Augusta. It looks as though that road leads right here to rural South Carolina. I'm standing here in Fairfield County, just a stone's throw from Chester County, South Carolina. This is the Debutary Creek access road. It leads to a body of water that leads to bigger bodies of water. And this is where the search is really concentrated for the body of that 4-year-old girl. So very sad, because unlike the previous times we've been reporting last week when we were telling you about the search efforts, there was search for hope that she would be found alive. Instead, this is a much different type of search. It is the search for her body. It is the search for her remains. All day long, there have been law enforcement officers coming and going, one of them coming now. No one gets through this area unless they are law enforcement officers, unless they are connected to the investigation. It was that way Saturday. It was that way today. We have been around to different areas trying to get access to the water, not particularly where they're searching, but just to get an idea, a feel of this area, a feel of this terrain. We're not from here. We came up here to give you information and to monitor the situation in hopes of bringing you and her family closure and bringing her family some answers. There was access to some of the other waterways in this area, but we did not see anybody searching there. We also did not see any boats in the water. So really what that tells us is that this is a very concentrated search. And as we found out today, when the warrants were released, the parents have made confessions to law enforcement. So that does lead us to believe that this very intense search effort is here, and they're here for a reason. Otherwise, they wouldn't have just randomly picked an area. Not to mention, JAVEAYAH's family members live right down the road. I spoke with them on Saturday. We didn't see any of them coming here today, but I spoke with them Saturday when they just got the news that the little girl was gone, many of them finding out through social media. And they came here with tears in their eyes, heartbroken, trying to get answers. And that's what we're trying to do too. We've been monitoring the situation all day long, trying to get updates for you. And as soon as we have any additional ones, we'll pass those along. But that's the latest here area.
What do we say, guys? Hello, Miss Walker. How are you, love? Thank you for joining us. Smiley says, I think she's Puerto Rican and they don't consider themselves black, therefore making her child mixed in her eyes. Well, unless that man is Puerto Rican too, she better get with the truth. As far as this country is concerned, her child is black. That's all I'm saying. So she better have her medication recalibrated. Like seriously, like you chose to have a child by a black man. So you made your child black. But that ain't even what's important though, y'all. Really? Like that? It's not. It's not. It's really not. It you know. That's a small thing to what they did to this baby. I don't know what to say. Okay, let's see what's happening here.
We'll have to wait until it's over. Okay, here we go. I've got some information. Okay, for bond court with the dad, I'm going to read over this real quick to make sure I have it straight.
1226 special report as the search continues for JAVEAYAH Harris.
All right, thank you guys for joining us here on WRDW Plus as we are continuing our coverage of JAVEAYAH Harris and some of the bond hearings that her parents were a part of. If you're just now joining us or if you're just catching up, we know that JAVEAYAH's mother actually was denied bond this morning in connection to the filing a false police report. Her father was also supposed to be at that bond hearing this morning at 10 o'clock, but that did not happen. They said he was not ready. We got an updated time from the sheriff's office for 12:30. They were trying to find a judge to get in here because in South Carolina, you have to have a specific judge to handle cases. Have been escorted back at this time. Of course, we're a little delayed from the 12:30 time frame. So our crews are back in that courtroom right now. We will get live updates as soon as we have them. We'll share them. I don't know if they're going to bring the mother back in to address the homicide bond hearing this morning.
Okay, wait a minute. I got a question. Do she look 39 weeks pregnant to y'all? Or have she had the baby since they reported that baby missing? Smiley said, right, that part. She's black. Kathy says, thank you, Sean. I have 2 grandsons. And the mother is white. And she has them thinking they are white because they don't look black. Well, that's very unfortunate, Kathy, because their mother had children by a black man. So the fact that she would deny them, you know, that part of their heritage is very unfortunate. Smiley says, I want to know why at this point women don't have to have psyche valves before they can have children. There are too many reckless crazies having children. That's just my opinion, though. And I agree with you, Smiley. Lady says she had the baby the day they reported it. What? Drip says, and South Carolina just brought back the firing squad for death penalty. I hope they give it to her and him. They both did it, Drip. Hell yeah. Hello, Carla Henry. Long time no see. Thank you for joining us. Lady says, that's why I said she was in labor then. I know that's what you had said, but I thought you was just, you know what I mean? I thought you were just like, yeah, I didn't like, how did you know that? Miss Walker says, why can't they ask the mom to show them where the baby's remains are? Is that possible? I mean, I'm sure that they can tell them where they put her. Now, if they put her in the water, she may not be there anymore for, you know, the movement, the flow of the water, but they could at least start there. It seems to me like they're just like looking for a needle in a haystack. I don't know. Maybe maybe they're on some, well, we went here. Well, where's here? Right there. Where's right there? Right there. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I can't wait for more in-depth details to come out. That's for sure. Smiley says she had the baby the same day she reported her missing. Right. Got there. Got that. Miss Stevenson says she had a boy. A family member has the baby boy. She says, I sometimes watch her live in the bushes. Okay, thank you. Smiley says, I'm not sure if they ever told the police where the new baby is, though. Okay. Drip says, then if she was in the woods, an animal could have gotten her. That's a fact. That's a fact. Smiley says, okay, Carla, because the last I heard, they didn't tell the police where the baby was. Wow. That's fucking diabolical, man. Now that's some true diabolical type shit. How do you not tell where your baby is at? Like, at this point, you going down, man. You're going down. So why aren't you telling where the hell your baby is? Like, seriously. Crazy. Kathy says, I believe she's in the water. I do too. I do too. At this point, though, she would have floated back up to the top with the effects of drowning and the damage that the water does. She would have floated back up to the top by now, but I don't know. That would depend if they put her in the water in the first place, though. Right, Kathy? Lady says they have confessed to what happened and who did what. Drip says because once they find, it's going to be more charges. Absolutely. Absolutely, Drip. At this point, their charges are only homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Smiley says I was talking about the new baby. Okay. They didn't tell the police where the baby was, where the new baby is. Okay, got you. Okay, so let's finish seeing what they're talking about.
My name is Judge Thornton. Today's date is July 5th, 2026, and you are in bond court. When bond is set, and if you can meet the requirements, you will be released from this facility. However, being released on bond will have no effect on your charges or your day in court. Your release may necessitate contacting the bonding company for assistance. There is a list of local bonding company names and phone numbers in the back to help. You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right and an obligation to attend all court proceedings. If you choose not to attend, you may be tried in your absence. A bench warrant may be issued for your arrest, and you could face additional charges. If your charges are dismissed or you are found not guilty, you also have the right to petition the court to have those charges expunged, which means that they will come off of your criminal history. You have the right to represent yourself, or you can get your own attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court may appoint an attorney to represent you. We will start the qualification process today, but it is up to you to follow up. For charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you contact the Public Defender's Office to complete the application process. Court dates, times, and locations will be included in the paperwork that I'm about to give you, so don't try to keep up with anything in your head. For charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you have the right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms if probable cause exists to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. If you want a preliminary hearing, you need to submit the form I will give you within 10 days, and that 10 days starts today. You will get a copy of everything that you sign. Understand that by signing, know that it is not an admission of guilt or anything other than receipt of the documents as part of this bond hearing process. Please follow the deputy's guidance and sign and initial everywhere that it is highlighted in yellow. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Herring, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison? Do you understand that? You've also been charged with filing a false police report of a felony violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney or a legal counsel?
I can get public assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
Transcom.
Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Bi-weekly.
Help me out, y'all. Help me out. What does she mean she can get public assistance? I don't understand. Because he was talking about representation. So what does she mean she can get public assistance? Miss Walker said it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. The mom can at least tell them the direct area they put the baby. That way they can go directly to the spot and look. Absolutely. They can take the dogs, cadaver dogs, all that. Ms. Stevenson said, why won't they take the parents to the spot they left her? Ms. Smiley said, also, it would depend on how quickly the body fills with gas. Yes. Decomposition starts before the body fills with enough gas. It may not float up. Well, this happened before June 30th. Remember, Smiley? The 911 call was made on June 30th, but they believed that the baby was dead at least a month before that. So we way into decomp. We're way into that. And again, it depends if they put the baby in the water in the first place. You know? Kathy says she's sitting there so motionless, like nothing is going on. Miss Walker says, I want to slap the evil bitch. This is ridiculous. Absolutely. Hey, Doobie. Smiley says, lady, I've been doing true crimes for many years, and I also took criminal pathology. I just couldn't handle the babies being hurt, so I changed my major. Yeah. Ms. Stevenson says, do she mean public defender? I think so, Carla. I do. I think so. I think that's what she means. Auntie Drip said, hey, Doobie. I think so, Carla. I think she means public defender, but she said public assistance. I know that's right, Miss Walker. She said public assistance. Nobody's gonna help her. I know that's right. Miss Earl says yes. I don't know what you mean, Kimberly. I'd like to know, when you give me one letter words, I need y'all to tell me, dot, what you mean by it. You know what I mean? Because I'm reading a lot up here, y'all. Just give me a little bit of direction. Lady said they needed the phone off so it wouldn't be tracked. I know. Lady, if you don't put your investigator cap on, then you work, girl. Okay. You better be careful while you drive and doing all this texting. But you're probably speaking it into your phone. Okay, so I'll put the switch down. Carla said, oh, Lord. You talking about the public assistance? Right? Lady said the locations. Right. Yeah, I just need y'all to give me just a little word or something. Let me know what y'all talking about so I could be on the right page with y'all. Carla said, yeah, okay. Yeah. She said, I can get, yes, baby. Yes. You know how to line it up, right? Yeah. You see the little digit in it? Yeah. Okay, because I had to find it, Doobie. I ain't even going to hold you. I was wondering why I couldn't screw this top on tight. Hold on, you guys. I was wondering why I couldn't screw the top on tight, and I realized that I hadn't put the grooves together. Smiley says, yes, I remember that it was reported on the 30th, and she had been missing for at least a month. Yes, ma'am. So you see what I'm saying? And this is South Carolina. So outside in that heat, oh Lord. Because think, if she was inside anywhere, the scent of death would be everywhere. It would be, in the air. It's unmistakable. You can't cover it up. You know what I'm saying? And so I doubt that she's inside of anything, like a dwelling, like a home or something like that. Even if it was the old house, like Lady was saying, if they left her at that old house, somebody in that area, I believe, would have blown the spot up by now. Like, yo, I smell something. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I think they would have. Miss Walker said, the looks of these women will fool you every time. It be the women that look so innocent. My God. Yes, ma'am. I agree. Because she don't look like she would have done something like that. And it's really, really sad. What in the world are you so angry about that you do that to a 4-year-old? A 4-year-old. Smiley says, oh, I know that's very hot. I was just in North Carolina and it was 100. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Look, I'm in New York, and look. We start to get uncomfortable at like 75. Okay? 75, we like, okay, time for the sundresses. Dead serious. When the weather starts to be a consistent above 75 or higher, oh yeah, we're going to get our feet done because it's time to pop out with the sandals and the sundresses. Dead ass. You know what I mean? So 100? No, ma'am. I'm not even going outside. And the AC got to be working. Let me be at a hotel and the AC go out. I want every dime of my money back. Every dime. So can y'all imagine, being more serious here, can y'all imagine what condition that baby's body is in by now? If she is indeed out in the environment, in the elements of the month of June in South Carolina. Kathy says, I just don't understand why they have children if they don't have patience with them. Me neither. Me neither. But a lot of females have kids thinking that they can hold on to the man. They think they can hold on to the man by having his kid. And then she come to find out, this dude got kids all over town. And he's only daddy by name. So her having a baby wasn't gonna make a bit of difference. Children will not change a man. Only a man will change a man. Period. Lady says, I need to know when they moved, what day and time, how long they've been at the new place. If it happened at the new place, did he move her the day they reported it? I have questions for these sons of bitch. I know that's right. Some of them are bitches. Well, if it happened at the new place, did he move her the day they reported it? I don't know. Because she sure enough could have already been deceased. But again, there's the decomp smell though, lady. That baby, they could not have hid that baby for over a month anywhere near that house because the smell is too prevalent. It's too disturbing. It's undeniable. It's bad. The smell of death is bad, y'all. It's real bad. Kathy said, don't come to AZ then, baby. Y'all can have that Arizona, girl. My God. Lady said she could have gave the baby to her family. I'm sure she could have taken the baby to the hospital and walked away. She still would have gotten charged with abandonment because the baby is 4 years old, but at least it wouldn't be murder. Right? Miss Walker says, where is her family? Nobody missed the baby at all. Oh, listen, y'all. I can't wait to hear from both sides of these motherfuckers' families. Oh, I can't wait. Like, whatever happened to, where the baby at? I just came to say hi. Where the baby? Especially this day and age. Especially. And y'all know what? I just want to say this right quick. Gone are the days when you can say, I never thought it would have happened to me. I never thought she would do something like that. Like it never entered my brain. If there is a baby, a child, anywhere in your midst, any family member, a sister, a brother, a niece, a nephew, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, anybody just abruptly goes missing, you ain't seen them. Every time you ask about them, you get excuses. Put your goddamn foot down. Put your foot down. You got 24 hours. I want to talk to my niece on the phone. I'm going to need you to cam the fuck up so I can see my nephew. Like, put your foot down. Don't be minding your business and stuff. Well, that's her child. I'm just going to mind my business. No, fuck you. I'm not. And that is my business. That's my family member. And I love him or her. So I'm going to need to hear a voice. I'm going to need to see something. Tap a toe, goddammit. Get it here. I need to see something. Because I can't wait to hear all the boo-hooing and the snotting all over the place. Talking about we didn't know. Why didn't y'all know? Y'all don't have play dates? Why is either one of these so-called parents so estranged from the family? And if it's some kind of domestic violence going on where it was a deliberate isolation kind of situation, then that needs to come out too. Because she don't look worried than a damn to me. She looked like this might be all his fault. But she just held the secret. I don't know. I can't wait for it all to come out. Lady says, because she been gone since May. Exactly. They said a whole month. Carla said they reported it at the new place the day she went in labor. Yes, I played the 911 call up. Smiley says, Miss Shawn, people are sick. And that's why I opened my daycare center to keep children safe. God bless you, boo. And you better be giving them babies a kiss for me every day. That's from Sean B. That's from Sean B. That's from Sean B. Every day, Miss Smiley. Every day. Because I need them babies to know if don't nobody love them, Miss Smiley and Sean B. love them. Yes, I do. Drip says, that's how the girl in Charlotte got caught burying the baby in the backyard. The smell. Absolutely. The smell. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to let that comment slide because you was talking about the smell. Drip. You know better. Come on now. Lady, and I know you laughing right now, but stop laughing. Because you know, I don't like that. That's another case. But you're talking about the smell, so I'm going to let it go. Lady said he went back and checked on something. Because ain't no way he went to the store and the laundromat and went back home empty. The family spoke. Lady. When the family knew something was wrong, shut the front door. Carla says, I saw a picture of JAVEAYAH. She had old bruises on her face and under her eyes. Damn it, man. Kathy says, remember? Yep. We were talking about that. Kathy, I don't know if you remember or if you heard me say it, but I don't like mentioning of other cases when I am covering a case, because the case that I'm speaking about deserves our full attention. That's what I was just fussing at Drip about. You understand what I'm saying? But I do know the story that you're talking about, and that's very ironic because Drip and I were talking about that earlier today as well. And I'm just waiting on some new information, and we'll do a follow-up because I did cover that. I did react to that. But yes, please don't do that, boo. Hey, Nicole. Thank you for joining us, boo. Okay, you said you got me. Okay. Drip said, how you know I was laughing? Because I know you, Drip. Thank you for that apology, Kathy, and thank you for understanding. I just like to give the cases our undivided attention, and so that we don't get bogged down back and forth, because one, they deserve our full attention. That's number one. Number two, if y'all in the chat get to talking about different cases, it's hard enough for me to follow when y'all just give me one word responses, right? Because I'm in my head thinking about what I want to say. I'm reading everybody's comments, and I'm responding to you guys. So if y'all are bouncing back and forth, I may not know which case you're talking about. And I would like for us all to be on the same page. So I hope you understand. But thank you, though. Thank you, boo. Drip said, I popped myself. No worries. My bad. You silly girl. Okay, let's carry on.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
1,300.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Anybody else?
Wait a minute. Hold the front door. Did this hooker just say she brought home 1,300 every 2 weeks? So why the hell she can't pay a cell phone bill? Oh, okay. I digress.
With you?
Yes, sir. The father.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
Does he do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He worked at DHL.
Okay. All right, this time, you make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So you're going to need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own. You also have a first court appearance set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. Right. If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance. If you have not bonded out on these charges, the sheriff's office will transport you to the courtroom. Does Victim Services have anything they'd like to add to the record this morning?
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
All right. Very good. Is there anyone from law enforcement that is here to put anything on the record? Very well. All right. Ms. Herring, with regards to a homicide by child abuse, it carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set.
All right, so this was the bond hearing. Earlier, bond said he did not have the authority to set bond related to the homicide. And this is some of the video on your screen. You can see before that picture of the Great Falls area where they were doing that search. We were able to find this out. Meredith looked it up yesterday on, and this is some of the video on your screen. You can see.
Is it just me, y'all? Or does she look thinner right there? Is it just me? But she looks much thinner from that picture. Look at there. She looks much thinner. Y'all see her face? Her neck? Look how chunky she is right there. I'm just saying. Okay, I'll go back.
Before that picture of the Great Falls area where they were doing that search. We were able to find this out. Meredith looked it up yesterday on a website called FlightAware. It's a public website that you can actually track tail numbers. And there's the flight path from SLED's helicopter that took off yesterday at around noon from Columbia. You can actually track this yourself. It's public record, a public website, if you know the tail number. So we were able to look that up online and saw that SLED's helicopter went up there and searched for about 20 minutes or so. And you can see their path and how they were circling around the pond and the water that was in that area and some of the banks of it too. So we didn't know why they were up there. They could have been up there for a variety of reasons. And Meredith ended up running into family up there, and we ended up getting that individually, actively going on. If you guys are unfamiliar with the story, you can actually go to on everything. This is the mother, not the stepmother. She's the mother. Okay, here we've got some video for you guys. This just happened. So we're feeding this back here as quickly as we can. I mean, this just happened. So you guys are getting your first look with me. I'm also seeing this for the first time with you guys.
Mr. Harris. Yes, sir. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. My name is Judge Thornton. You're in bond court. When bond is set, and if you can meet the requirements of the bond, you will be released from this facility. However, being released on bond will have no effect on your charges or your day in court. You've been charged with homicide by child abuse, which carries a prison sentence, if convicted, of 20 years to life. You understand that? Yes. You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right and obligation to attend all court proceedings. You have the right to represent yourself and get your own attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court may appoint an attorney to represent you. We will start that qualification process. Your case is going to be heard. Application, you will be given an opportunity to meet with the public defender's office to confirm if that's the direction you want to go. Court dates, times, and locations of all future court dates and charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court. You also have a right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms that there's probable cause sufficient to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. Understanding all this and the charges and the penalties that you face, Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or do you plan on contesting these charges by retaining your own legal counsel?
I don't have an attorney or a lawyer yet, but I'm just Can you repeat the question?
Let's just see if you qualify. So a court-appointed attorney.
I just want to say something right quick. Okay, wait. Hold on, let me get up here in these comments right quick. Lady said that part with the phone, part of the plan. We on that butt, girl. Lady said, bad mama, bad. And she better not pull the mental guard. I know that's right. Miss Walker said, what comes to people's mind to make them do evil things to their own flesh and blood? This is getting out of hand. And yes, Miss Shawn, I heard she was malnutrition. Absolutely. I know I see it. Drip says she does. They were really doing her bad. Absolutely. Smiley says she does look thinner to me as well. Drip says he looks more disturbed than the mama did. To me, sitting here in the courtroom, she looked more diabolical than him. She looked like there was no emotion, no sadness, no remorse, no tears, no nothing. To me, he's at least, even if he's lying, he's at least shaking his head like, man, shit. Man, I ain't do this. You know what I'm saying? I think if he could scream it out, he would. He definitely, looks like he might have been crying. I don't know. But it ain't enough emotion coming from either one of them for me. Like, they shouldn't even be able to show up in court right now. They so out of it. You know what I'm saying? Miss Walker, I am paying attention, love. I am paying attention. Sometimes, and this is just in any case, sometimes a smirk can be a show of nervousness, of bewilderment, like I can't believe this shit. Sometimes that's what a smirk can be. I'm just telling you what body analysts and that kind of thing always say during trials. I am not taking sides as far as I'm concerned. They both deserve to be before a firing range. And that sort of thing. Absolutely. Because if this mother was making $1,300 every 2 weeks, and no, that's not a shitload of money, but it's enough where the struggle wasn't that damn hard. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. Even as a single mom, if he was dipping in and out the way some men do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was enough money for her not to be totally miserable, right? And then if she was, I hope she wouldn't be messing with a dirt bag that ain't doing nothing. But a lot of women do. And so he should have been comfortable enough, strong enough, man enough to make sure that everybody in the house was comfortable and happy. A lot of niggas don't know that. Men do, niggas don't, right? And so, but the reason why I stopped this, what I wanted to say is, in the off chance that any one of us gets arrested, right? You never know. At this point right here of a bond hearing, and they offer a public pretender, take it. Because that public pretender access your representation in that moment. That's number one. Number two, that public pretender can make all the phone calls that you ask them to make until you can. That means getting a hold of your mama, your daddy, your pastor, whoever, your banker, your lawyer, a real lawyer, whatever. Because a lot of times, as soon as they walk you back to the back, you become just another piece of paper to them. Y'all see what I'm saying? Please accept the public pretender, even if they don't do nothing but act as your goddamn secretary until someone more qualified comes along. That's all I was saying. Okay, let's get back to it, yeah.
Are you employed anywhere?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
DHL Bridgestone.
Say that again for me.
DHL Bridgestone.
And do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Weekly.
Weekly. And what do you, on average, bring home every week?
It was my first check. I haven't seen it yet.
So you don't know?
No, sir.
All right, besides you, how many of us live in the household with you?
Just me, my girlfriend, my child.
Okay, does she contribute to the financial status of the house as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also have a first initial court appearance date set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. So once again, don't try to keep up with all these numbers and dates in your head. It'll be a part of the paperwork that I'll give you in just a few minutes. Remember that you also have a right to request a preliminary hearing, and paperwork included as well. That you've got 10 days to submit that paperwork, and that 10 days starts today. Now, with regards to the charge, bond, you're here to have a bond set, but this court does not have the authority or the jurisdiction to set a bond for a sentence of a crime that could get you life in prison. So today's bond is being denied, and it's also being transferred to the circuit court, where a circuit court judge will hear this case within the next 30 days, and the circuit court judge will set the bond for the charge. But for now, there is no bond. All right? And I do not qualify you at this point for a court-appointed attorney. So it would be my advice to you to seek legal counsel to represent you as you move forward. All right, best of luck to you. We're adjourned.
With Victim Services, we are asking that he complies with DSS requirements.
Yes. Thank you, Victim Services. I appreciate that. You comply with DSS's requirements. All right. That's a condition of the bond.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
All right, come on. Well, there you have it. There's the bond hearing for JAVEAYAH Harris, who is the father of 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris, who is still missing tonight, but is believed to be deceased at this time. You heard the judge say, good luck to you, as he seeks legal counsel or tries to find legal counsel and proceeds with his court hearings as well. So if you guys are just catching up here, the mother, Mishaela Herring, was arrested and charged just like the father was, and had her bond hearing earlier this morning. That was denied but this judge does not have the authority. You heard him say it does not have the authority to set bond for a homicide by child abuse case because
she was in and out of the house. I say that, and I was going to get up and wash the clothes. Okay, I got up around 5-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. She was in and out of the house. I say that, and I was going to get up to wash the clothes. Yeah, what else can I say? I left the house around 6, like late 6, maybe like early 7. It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some suckers and she wanted cookies, and I had went to like three stores maybe in between those times, go get gas, Black & Miles, and I had only got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left and I went back to dry the clothes because I was washing them. I was sitting there for a little minute, then I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I sold the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last. Gotcha. And I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through. And I was wondering, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like, you would be like, okay, that's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house. Because my girlfriend, at the time, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out. And then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my JAVEAYAH missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I kind of freaked out. And the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like she's friendly, like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing with her. It's not like get away from me. Like she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Like that's what she do. We raised her great. Like she was a real smart kid. That's why like they had me kind of like messed up. But they were saying that she was not like she's non-verbal and that. Like, yeah, she was that saying she's autistic and like that was like the media was like messing. I don't want to cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good? Is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on. You guys just don't know.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. We never got her tested, and she's never given us signs that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like very like she talks better than me.
Does anybody know? Did I miss it? Who is he talking to? Nicole says usually a 4-year-old won't run away. That's a ridiculous question. Who is he talking to? Does anyone know? Like, did a reporter go to the jail? Like I'm wondering. He's talking to a reporter. Okay. I got questions, but I'll wait. I do, y'all. I got questions. Oh, so many questions.
She got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her?
I have no clue. Sir, I don't like, it's really wild, but I had, like I said, I had gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately, like since I've started work, like from Friday, well, Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work. I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would like, what she would tell me, like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third around the house, they've been called, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like I've been telling them that, but
how are you doing through all of this?
I didn't got.
It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me, like, because like you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
And is the mother, is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little tore up, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm because we just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
So that's the interview I did with the father on Thursday this week while the search was actively going on. Again, obviously, there are more questions we would have asked. And for full transparency, I'll give you a rundown quickly of how we came about that interview. It had been a few days, obviously, since that search started on Tuesday. This was Thursday. And I started reaching out to family. I got a call from a number that I didn't recognize from Chester. I answered it, and he started talking to me, and I said, slow down a minute. Who is this? He said, I'm the father. I said, the father of who? He said, JAVEAYAH. And that's when I started recording, and that's where you hear that phone call happen. Now, there are obviously more questions I would have asked. It was about an 8-minute phone call I had with him, and I stopped him, and I said, well, would you be willing to do an on-camera interview with us to answer more questions, get some pleas out to the public, what people can do so we can learn more about JAVEAYAH as well? He said, yeah. And we were set to meet up at 3 p.m. on Thursday. We had a meeting location. I went there, never heard anything from him. So at around 3 o'clock, 3:05, I remember it. I was sitting in the car with my photojournalist, and I called him, and he answered. And I said, hey, this is Will from News 12. And he immediately hung up on me. So there was no interview after the fact. And looking back at that interview and knowing what we know now, and then what he said during that interview, I mean, you heard it. He was almost joking around in that call saying, she has better manners than I do. And a lot of you listening to this have pointed something out that a lot of people have. And I didn't catch it when I was initially on that phone call with him. There was a lot of past tense used in that conversation that he had with me. And that story that he told us was more than likely not true at all in some capacity, because we know JAVEAYAH has been missing for a month and has been deceased and was dead at the time of that phone call. And he said that the mother was torn up over this. You heard me ask him, you don't know what happened? And he said, I have no idea. And he almost sounded like he got choked up a little bit and got emotional during that call, but it immediately went back to having a normal conversation after that. That's just my takeaway from it and what we heard from that phone call. And you heard him say that my girlfriend was pregnant. This is not his wife that you're seeing on the screen. This is his girlfriend. And the night that Mishaela called 911 to report that that JAVEAYAH had been missing, she went into labor later that night with another child and was in the hospital. So she gave birth that night, and that child is now with family. So they were going through this search, and everything was going on that week. And then she was in the hospital because people were asking where mom was. So she was in the hospital dealing with that. Obviously, while this search was going on, and JAVEAYAH had been dead for a month, and they believe that she had been dead, and she's not even in the area, according to what law enforcement has told us. A really complex story. I understand that's a lot of information.
Y'all, I don't know if y'all can see the comments that are coming up here on the side next to their pictures, but somebody made a good point that I wanted to point out. They said, they don't, this person who said it, I think her name was Melanie up here. They said, I don't think that the grandparents should have any grandship to the new baby. I'm kind of 50-50 with that. I'm going to get to y'all comments in 1 second. But I'm kind of 50-50 with that. Tell me how y'all feel about the grandparents being involved with the new baby. Tell me how y'all feel about that. Lady said, oh yeah, she's distraught. She's going to hell. Hey, Miss Barbara. Lady said, all that going on and you don't cut the phone on. Okay. Miss Walker said, he's lying through the nappy dreads. Dude, just tell on your girlfriend. Gosh. Nicole said, he a damn lie. Smiley said, I think it was before he got arrested. This interview. Okay, yep. I can agree with that. Yep, the reporter, yep. He explained a few of my questions that I had. Like, how did this phone call come about? You know, so he answered that. Nicole says, usually a 4-year-old won't. Okay, I read that one. Yep. So, guys, how do y'all feel about what that Melanie person said in those comments? About whether or not the grandparents should have any involvement. Grandship is what it's called. Excuse me. With the new baby. Right, Miss B. They have not found her body thus far. I haven't seen any updates that they found her yet anyway. Anybody have any opinions as to whether or not the grandparents should be involved in the new baby's life? Because I'm sure they're looking for somewhere for the baby to go. You know, foster care is not that popular anymore. It's needed, but it's just not that popular anymore because of what's happening to children and teenagers in foster care. Lady says, carried your baby for 9 months. I'm not my child. So I don't agree about the grandparents. I'm 50-50, lady, simply because where in the hell was the family? That's why I say it. That's why I'm 50-50. Where was the family? Or is this something that just happened? Right? Is this just like a spur of anger? And what, she hit the child fell, hit her head kind of thing? Or is this something that's been ongoing and the family didn't know? The family didn't know. I need to know why the family didn't know. Is it because he had them isolated? Is this a domestic violence kind of situation? Because isolation does play a role in it, right? And so that's why I can't answer it. That's why I'm 50-50, because I have so many questions as far as the family is concerned and their involvement or the lack thereof, right? Miss Barbara says, wow, that's so sad. I think the grandparent should have rights to the new baby, depending on their involvement in the family and the circumstances about that is where my opinion will lie once I know more, once the family speaks up and things of that nature. We've covered a lot of cases where the family just would close the door, won't say a word, not a report, not an interview, not nothing. Just leave us to our own imagination as to what's going on with the grandparents or other family members for that matter, right? Like it's really, really, it's sad, man. It's really sad. It's really sad.
Shedding light on the day 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris was reported missing by her mother, Michelle Herring. New warrants show the parents confessed in the case of JAVEAYAH's death. In the call, the mother describes the neighborhood.
I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that. It's not good.
Okay, you say you searched the woods. Is that behind your house?
Yes, it's like a pathway right behind my house.
Your Sydney Hood and Will Rio have been following this since the beginning. We now know that that call was just fabricated. What new details are the 911 call and warrants revealing, Will and Sydney?
Well, Zaina, tonight, JAVEAYAH is still missing. The search for her body is still ongoing. Her parents are still behind bars, and that call, like you said, Zaina, we now know is not true. We had been searching for the 911 call. We requested that last week. We now have the warrants as well. You listened to the full 911 call, so did I. Break that down and break down what these warrants say, Sydney.
Well, Will, in that call, you hear JAVEAYAH's mom describe her to police. The description that we got was the same one that she gave deputies that night. She called 911 just before 9 o'clock Tuesday night, telling dispatchers her 4-year-old daughter had been playing outside and vanished. And what followed was a massive search. Thousands of acres, multiple agencies, days of looking for a little girl in dangerous summer heat. Arrest warrants released today tell a very different story than that 911 search. Thousands of acres, multiple agencies, days of looking for a little girl in dangerous summer heat. Arrest warrants released today tell a very different story than that 911 call. The warrants use stark language, saying both parents showed, quote, extreme indifference to human life. The warrants state that the parents failed to seek medical attention for JAVEAYAH after she suffered an injury from physical abuse at the hands of Herring. The warrants also say the abuse happened between May 1st and June 15th, meaning JAVEAYAH may have been dead for weeks before that 911 call was ever made.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm on the way to you. Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And
His body somewhere else. And as you'd mentioned earlier, both of JAVEAYAH's Now, in the arrest warrants, Will, Herring admits to disposing JAVEAYAH's body somewhere else. And as you'd mentioned earlier, both of JAVEAYAH's parents remain behind bars tonight, both charged with homicide by child abuse, her mom facing a charge of filing a false police report.
Now, I want to go over the 911 call. It's around 5 minutes long. And if you had the chance to listen to that, this sounds like a real 911 call to dispatchers. She's very upset. The mother is very upset, saying that JAVEAYAH had actually been outside playing with the chickens in the chicken coop. We knew that from the incident report that we got last week or over the weekend. And she also said that JAVEAYAH had asked her to go inside and actually went inside and said that she wanted to play. So she had this story that she was telling this 911 dispatcher. And the most shocking part of this is that this whole story is not true. She gave an entire description of JAVEAYAH, saying that she had pink beads in her hair, was wearing Minnie Mouse pajamas. She was very smart, very talkative, and was great at having conversations. So she had this entire story, said she was 39 weeks pregnant, couldn't keep up with her, was searching in the woods, and she needed help. She was unsure of some of the people that may have been around her house. But again, we do know that this story was not true. Again, she's charged with filing a false police report, and also in that warrant saying that she had disposed of her body in an area outside of Aiken County. And I think one of the parts of the warrants, and you pointed this out already, was that May 1st to June 15th mark for the homicide by child abuse charge. So again, JAVEAYAH could have been gone for weeks before that 911 call was made. We know the sheriff telling us that JAVEAYAH had likely been deceased for a month.
Yo, I'm not trying to hear May 1st to June 15th. Them motherfuckers know when they did what they did to that baby. That's a whole month and a goddamn half, man. And then they don't even make a 911 call until June 30th. So that's 2 motherfucking months, man. They know exactly what day this shit happened. I don't care by whose hands. That ain't the goddamn point. far as I'm concerned, if I stand there and watch you do something to a baby, I'm just as culpable as your ignorant ass is, right? I'm just as my ass is just as ignorant and just as culpable, right? And they know exactly what day they did that to their baby. They know when they did that to her. Ain't no roundabout, sort of, kind of, maybe so. Ain't none of that. May 1st to July 15th. Fuck you. What day? Like that ass. They deserve the fucking death penalty, man. All this roundabout bullshit. That was a real child. She was all of 4 years old. Not sort of, kind of. She was. Oh, man. Shit. Smiley says, I have 13 grandchildren and I'm not going more than 24 hours without talking to my babies or there's going to be trouble, period. Lady says she had the phone off so no one would call. I could see that, lady. I could see that. Now that we are getting into the crux of this shit, I can see that. Like that was on some on purpose type of shit because of what they had done. Mm-hmm. Kathy says, as a grandparent, I check on my grandchildren. It make me want to call mine right now, y'all. Dead ass. As a grandparent, I check on my grandchildren every day. If not phone, I'll text to check. But that's a hard call to make. I'm 50-50 also. Kathy said, I agree with you, Smiley. Lady says, but the neighborhood is bad. No, them motherfuckers was bad, huh? Fuck. The crackheads might have took better care of that baby than the fuck they did. How about that? Lady says, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Even though the daddy helped cover it up, he's just as guilty. Absolutely. Absolutely he is. Ain't no ignorance. That's why he called himself helping her cover it up. There's no ignorance. They knew what they did was wrong. Ms. B says, I got my great-grandsons right now. They are always with me. Smiley says, I have 9 of my babies with me right now. More power to y'all, man. Do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. After this live, I think I'm going to call my 2. And I better hear the baby crying in the background. Okay? Because my granddaughter, she the boss. She is. My granddaughter is definitely the boss. Absolutely. When she make a sound, everything stops. Okay. But I have so many questions. So many freaking questions, man. So many. See, right now, the only thing that's being talked about. Oh, wait a minute. 23 hours ago. Let's.
Hi, baby. Hey. What you want to say about the baby? Hi, baby.
Police say the parents of 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris are now under arrest. The missing child is at the center of a massive search that is sadly now leading to a deadly update.
While police were knocking on doors asking, "Have you seen this child?" Her own uncle had already been asking that same question. For weeks, text messages, pictures, getting ignored, then getting brushed off with talk about fishing trips and an old video of her playing at the park. He was asking the right question the whole time. Nobody wanted to hear it. Then came the press conference. A sheriff stood in front of cameras.
A massive search that is sadly now leading to a...
Show do. Y'all see that knot on that baby's head? Right here. Right here. Wow. There's a knot right there. Wow. Good eyes, lady. Right there. Oh, boy.
And before any of this turned into a headline, people who actually knew her described a kid who was, in the words of her own father,
I got up around five-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. She was in and out of the house, I say that. And I was going to get up and wash the clothes. What else can I say? I left the house around, 6, like late 6, maybe like early 7. It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some suckers and she wanted some cookies, and I had went to like three stores maybe in between those times to go get gas, Black & Miles, and I had only got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left.
So this motherfucker was drunk. He said some Mad Dogs. He said, I thought that's what I had heard before, but I didn't want to interrupt you guys. But I thought that's what I had heard before when he said some Mad Dogs. So that means this motherfucker getting them little shooter joints. Them little hand-sized bottles of liquor. Mad Dog. Smiley says, he lying. You can tell. Oh, my.
And I went back to dry the clothes because I was washing them. I was sitting there for a little minute, then I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I sold you 3 stores already, but I went to a store last, and I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. Then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through, and I was wondering. I was like, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where you be like, okay, it's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house. My girlfriend at the time, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out, and then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my JAVEAYAH missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I kind of freaked out, and the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like she's friendly. Like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing where it's not like get away from me. Like she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Like that's what she do. We raised her great. Like she was a real smart kid. That's why like they had me kind of like messed up. But they were saying that she was not, like, she's nonverbal and that. Like, yeah, she was saying she's autistic and like that was like, the media was like messing. I don't know the cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good, is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on, you guys just don't know.
Exactly,
Gotcha.
exactly. We never got her tested, and she's never given us signs that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like very, like she talks better than me. She got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Sir, I don't like. It's really wild. But I had, like I said, I had gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately. It's like since I've started work, like from Friday, well Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work. I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would like, what she would tell me like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third round the house, they can call, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like I've been telling them that, but
how are you doing through all of this?
I mean, I didn't got.
It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me, like, because like I mean you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
And is the mother, is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little tore up, but she's
communicate. By every account from the people who knew her, she was sharp, verbal, and social to a fault. Friendly with everybody. No sense of stranger danger, according to her father. Which, hold that thought, because that detail is going to matter. The household. JAVEAYAH's mother, Michelet Herring, 22 years old. Her father, Joe Maria Harris, 23, not married, girlfriend and boyfriend, living together. And here's the stand where a new baby about to arrive into a household that, according to what investigators would later determine, no longer had JAVEAYAH in it. Knew it yet. Now this is where the uncle comes in, and I need you to really sit with this part.
Okay, I'm going to read this for you guys. It says, show Maria, tell him, send me his. Then it says, dang, Junebug, that looks good. We ate at Canda Wings in Philly. I had wings and okra. It was good. I feel ready to give birth. Laugh out loud. Tired of being this big. I'm ready for you to get your girlfriend too. We can go on double dates, fishing dates, botanical garden dates, zoo, all that. Shay says, when you do. Yes, just saying, waiting for the right one for me. She says, they said July 15th, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it that long. I'm too ready for the baby to come because somebody else needs to play pirates.
Because it's the clearest window anybody's gotten into what these two were doing while a 4-year-old wasn't in the picture. JAVEAYAH's uncle, the man everybody's now calling Junebug, started reaching out to Michelet directly. Early May?
They said July 5th. Okay, pirates with JAVEAYAH. I'm tired.
May 3rd?
Mind y'all, this is an old video. She sent this with that text message on May 4th at 11:49 a.m. So that's in the afternoon. But this is an old video. It says May 3rd, May 4th, but up here on the text message thread, it clearly says May 4th. So I don't know why down here it says May 3rd or May 4th. And then she put in the caption, girl so grown now, we gon' be a pirate. But this video is old from what the uncle says.
May 4th, according to the messages that later surfaced, he's texting her and she's responding. But watch what she's responding about. The new baby, the father, herself. That's it. Round after round of messages, and not once is JAVEAYAH mentioned. Not by her. He's the one who has to bring her up. And when he does, when he flat out asks where his niece is, why
She says, I'm big as a cow, Junebug. He says, you ready to give birth now? It look like. Y'all too perfect. Gots to get right and get like y'all. Y'all winning, I wish. What y'all ate look good as shit. Where my niece, did y'all not include her? Wow. Why is she not in any of it?
she's not in any of it? She ignores him. Straight up, ignores the question. He doesn't let it go, though. He sends her a picture, something to do with groundwork he'd been doing, and asks her to have his brother send him some pictures back. That's when she finally responds. And what does she send him? Not a current picture of JAVEAYAH. Not, she's right here, say hi. She sends him an old video, JAVEAYAH playing pirates at a park.
Wow.
And she tells him one day they can all go fishing. Double dates, fishing, pirates, water. Over and over in these messages, that same theme keeps surfacing. Now hold on, I'm not saying anything outright. I'm just telling you what the messages say. But when you line it up against what investigators would later say about a place of interest involving water, draw your own conclusion. Because that's what this is for. You get to decide what that means. Here's what we do know for a fact. Based on the timing of these messages and the timing of the pregnancy, investigators and JAVEAYAH's own family believe JAVEAYAH had to already be gone before May, before the due date pressure hit, before the questions from family got harder to dodge, which means somebody in that house needed a story ready to go before that baby came home from the hospital. Because you can't have a newborn walking into a house and family coming around to see the baby, and no explanation for where the 4-year-old went. So, what happens? Late June, a story, a 911 call, JAVEAYAH playing in the front yard near a chicken coop, and then wandered off. That's the account Michele gave. That's what kicked off one of the largest search efforts this community has ever seen. FBI, state police, over 200 personnel on the ground, roadblocks checking every single car coming in or out of that neighborhood for 4 straight days. And through all of that, the drones, the search dogs, the volunteers walking fields in the South Carolina heat, JAVEAYAH's own mother sat there, knowing this whole search was for nothing, because she already knew where her daughter was. She'd known for a month. That's wild. And we're just getting started. Tuesday, June 30th. That's the date everybody official is going to point to. That's the day the world found out JAVEAYAH Harris was missing. Not the day she actually went missing. The day somebody decided to tell the world she was. Here's the story as it was told. JAVEAYAH was outside, in the front yard, playing near a chicken coop. Michele was watching her, in and out of the house. And then, somewhere in there, JAVEAYAH wandered off. That's it. That's the whole account. A toddler who got a little too curious, a parent who looked away for a minute too long, and now there's a search underway. Around 8:15, 8:45 that evening, the first reports go out. By 12:30 in the morning, phones across the region are going off with emergency alerts. A 4-year-old missing out of Aiken County, South Carolina. And this is where it stops looking like a normal missing child case and starts looking like something bigger. Because it's not just local police responding, SLED gets involved. Then, not long after, the FBI. Out of Columbia. And when the FBI shows up for a missing 4-year-old, that tells you everybody already sensed this wasn't as simple as a kid wandering off. Now let's go back to the father for a second, because his account matters here too. Joe Maria told a reporter he'd gotten up early that morning, around 5, to go do laundry. Left the house sometime around 6 or 7. Ran to a few stores, gas, snacks, something to drink. Came back around 7:15 because his girlfriend and daughter wanted candy and cookies. Went back to washing clothes. sat there a minute, went to one more store, and it's while he's out at a Circle K, right by the laundry, that he starts noticing police everywhere. He didn't think much of it at first. Then he saw a police truck with a drone out near his road, and he said that's when he started speeding up, because something was clearly happening close to his house. By the time he turned onto his street, it was full of police. He said he thought his girlfriend had gone into labor. She was due any day. Instead, she came out crying, telling him JAVEAYAH was missing. That's his version. Word for word, in his own words to a reporter 3 days into the search.
I don't think he said early in the morning. I don't think he said early in the morning. And that doesn't make sense because he said that JAVEAYAH was outside playing. So it wasn't early in the morning. Why this person who did this this AI video said early in the morning, I don't believe it was early in the morning. Did y'all catch that? Yeah, I don't think it was early in the morning. Lady says, where the crackheads at walking around the house? You understand me? He didn't say nothing about it. He just said it, you know, it wasn't, you know what I mean? He didn't go into details about the neighborhood the way she did. Like the mama tried to put out that motherfucking narrative quick as hell. You know? I'll continue.
I have no clue. It's really wild. He talked about people snooping around the house in the weeks before, said he'd told detectives about it. He talked about how it was killing him, not knowing. Except, and this is the part that's going to matter in a minute, investigators would later determine JAVEAYAH had already been dead for a month by the time any of this happened. So whatever not knowing means in that interview, you decide what that sounds like now, knowing what we know. The reporter who did that interview noticed something too, after the fact. Looking back at the conversation, he pointed out that JAVEAYAH kept slipping into past tense when he talked about his daughter. Talking about who she was, how she talked, how she carried herself, like he was already describing somebody who was gone. At the time, nobody caught it. In hindsight, it's hard to unhear. And here's a detail that still sits heavy. That same night, the night the 911 call went out, the night the search began, Michele went into labor. She gave birth to a new baby on July 1st, while the entire county was outside looking for the daughter she already knew wasn't coming home. That baby is now with other family members. Say it again for the people in the back. While search crews were combing fields and knocking on doors for a missing girl, her mother was in a hospital bed delivering a new baby into a story that had already been decided a month earlier. For 4 days, this search was massive. We're talking over 200 personnel. Local police, state police, federal agents, volunteer fire departments, search dogs, drones in the air. Roadblocks went up around the neighborhood. Every car going in, every car going out, got checked. No exceptions. Neighbors were interviewed one by one. The community turned out too. Churches, volunteers, people walking fields in South Carolina heat for days at a time, all working off the same story.
Yeah, and my prayers go to the family, and our church, Bethel Baptist I go to, they're helping out too. I would like to say to the parents, I'm praying for y'all. I know that this is hurting you, breaking your heart, and that everybody in the neighborhood is thinking about you and praying for you.
A little girl wandered away from her front yard, and she needs to be found. But here's the thing about a lie like that. It can only hold up as long as the search stays in the place the lie points to. And by the end of that week, investigators had covered the ground. They had checked the neighborhood. They had checked the area she was supposedly last seen, and JAVEAYAH wasn't there, because she was never there to begin with. That's the moment this stopped being a missing persons case and turned into a homicide investigation. Behind the scenes, While the public search kept going, detectives were already working a different angle entirely, one that had nothing to do with a chicken coop or a...
So this is a trailer park. And that's not no shade, no shade. I was wondering early on what the environment looked like where they lived. Was it houses? Was it apartments? Was it projects? Was it, if it was apartments, was it a high rise? Was it just single level, like duplexes side by side kind of thing? Was it homes? Was it a neighborhood street where you have single homes, or maybe an upstairs tenant and a downstairs tenant? Like, what was the living environment? And now let's see, it's a trailer park. So I hope that answers some questions.
Front yard. And that new angle led them somewhere nobody expected. Great Falls, South Carolina. Chester County, about 2 hours away from Aiken, up past Columbia. Not the neighborhood, not even the county, a completely different part of the state. Reporters on the ground noticed a SLED helicopter take off from Columbia and circle an area near a pond and a shoreline in Great Falls for about 20 minutes. DNR was out there. A mobile command center showed up from the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. The area got shut down to the public entirely. Nobody was told outright what was happening, but you don't send a helicopter, DNR, and a locked-down command post to search a random pond for no reason. And here's the part that's going to sting for anybody who's ever lost somebody and had to wait on official word. JAVEAYAH's own extended family showed up to that scene in Great Falls, and some of them found out what was happening not from a phone call, not from a detective sitting them down, but from Facebook, from posts, from the same public updates everybody else was getting. Now hold on. Think about that for a second. Somebody's family, standing at the edge of a search site for a child they love, piecing together the truth from social media, the same way strangers online were. That's not just heartbreaking. That's a failure in how this family was treated, on top of everything else they were already carrying. Then came Saturday morning. Sheriff Marty Sawyer stood in front of the cameras, and in 36 years of law enforcement, he said,
"Morning. I'm Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer. And we're gathered here, and I'm gathered here with all these law enforcement partners to make the hardest announcement that I've ever had to make in my 36 years career in law enforcement. I'm deeply saddened to tell you that our investigation and evidence leads us to believe that 4-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris is deceased. It's the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it's the outcome that we must face. We'll have to face it together as a community. Our search for JAVEAYAH drives on. We are continuing to put massive law enforcement resources to work to recover JAVEAYAH and bring her home. We all hoped and prayed to find her alive. But it's extremely important to bring her home to her family, and it's important to bring her home for us.
Exactly, lady. How in the world your daughter, your 4-year-old daughter, goes missing and you don't pick up the phone to call your family, your mom, your grandmother, your auntie, whoever you're closest to? You don't pick up the phone to call them? I'm not hearing that.
We are currently searching an area of interest right now, not in Aiken County. And I am not disclosing where that's at. But I'm sure you understand, if in fact JAVEAYAH's body is where we think it is, it's going to be a difficult time for everybody there. And we don't need anybody from the outside of law enforcement, trying to access that area. Today, I'm announcing that we have arrested JAVEAYAH's parents. We've arrested her dad, 23-year-old JAVEAYAH Harris, and her mom, 22-year-old Mishaela Herring, for homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Additional charges may be forthcoming. We'll figure that out as the investigation goes further. We have spoken to JAVEAYAH's extended family, and we'd ask that you respect their privacy. We can only imagine what they're going through. We put every resource available to find JAVEAYAH and to bring her home safely. I want you to pay close attention to these next two sentences. This is very important. Sadly, the night of the 911 call on June 30th, when that call was made, it was already too late to save JAVEAYAH. At this time, our investigation supports that she had been deceased for at least a month. I want to express my sincere gratitude to every law enforcement agency, local, state, and federal.
You were guilty or not guilty, it simply confirms that there's probable cause sufficient to...
Character JAVEAYAH was described as wearing on her pajamas the night she was reported missing. That detail on that stuffed animal hits different once you know everything that came before it.
That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. And I still don't understand why the law enforcement kept saying at least a month. But other people are saying from May 1st to June 15th. That's longer than a month right there. And if she didn't make the 911 call until the 30th, well, you add two and a half more weeks to that. That's almost 2 months. Not at least one. This is crazy. This is crazy. I find it very ironic that this information is out here. And on one hand, a person would say, well, it's too late now. This information does us no good. That's not true. Somebody may have seen something. Somebody may see the clothing. Somebody may see the pink beads on the ground. My only question is this information true? Is the Minnie Mouse pajamas and the pink beads, is it true? Can we really trust this information? They killed their daughter. Can we trust this information? They lied. Like, they both came up with grandiose fucking stories, like detailed stories. Details. And it was all a lie. It was all a lie. That is not only diabolical, y'all. That's a sociopath. A motherfucker who could sit back, male or female, can sit back and give details, and it's all a lie. That's a sociopath. This motherfucker is sick, psycho. And to kill your own flesh and blood. Because if it was an accident, I don't want to hear 6 months from now, whenever the trial starts, if they go to trial, it was an accident. Just like you called 911 and told that shitload of lies, you could have called 911 and said, I need an ambulance immediately. Oh, and here's the other thing that I was thinking about, y'all. Almost slipped my mind. When she was talking to the 911 dispatch, didn't she say she was looking for JAVEAYAH? Y'all, please tell me. Yes or no? That she told the dispatch, I'm looking for her right now. Hello? Anybody? Okay. I am going to go back to the 911 call. Here we go.
I can't find my baby. Yes, ma'am. She was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
All right. How old is this baby?
For her, but I don't see
She's
her.
4.
All right. What was she wearing?
She has on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had me in pink beads. She had braids.
Is she black, white, or Hispanic?
She's mixed.
Okay. How long ago did you see her, ma'am? When was the last time you saw her?
I just came out here like no less than 20 to 30 minutes ago. I went in the house to cook dinner, and I told her it's time to come in once it starts getting dark. And when I came out here,
Just take a breath for me, okay? I already have them on the way to you, okay? Do you know where she might be heading? Okay, you have any family or friends that live around the area?
No, but she usually try to chase our chickens to catch them, and I've been looking through the woods to try to see if I see her, but I don't see her nowhere.
What's your name?
My name is.
Okay. So, she said, I've been looking through the woods. I don't see her nowhere. What don't y'all hear? What don't y'all hear while y'all are listening to this? I'll help y'all out because I guess it's time to end the live. I don't hear her screaming and hollering that baby's name. I don't hear her screaming and hollering, somebody help me, I can't find my daughter. I don't hear her screaming and hollering at nobody, getting nobody's attention. I don't hear her screaming and hollering out loud to this child. I don't hear that. I heard her say she's looking to see if she can find her, see if she can see her. I don't hear her say that baby's name out loud one time. And I'm sorry. We can feel like we want to about some drug addicts, crackheads, whatever. That don't mean you don't enlist everybody's help that's all around you. That is not what that means. What they do in their pastime doesn't mean that they won't give a damn about your daughter. Don't mean they won't care about your baby. And the fact that the father is speaking in past tense, she was. What? What do you mean? Why are you saying that? So y'all, here we are yet again saying, stop minding your business. If you see something, say something. You hear your next door neighbor constantly yelling at the kids. You constantly hearing the babies crying. Next time you see them kids, pay attention to them. Pay attention to them. Nicole said, this is horrible. And the lies both of them told, it's a special place in hell for people like this. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a fact. I don't know when it's going to stop, y'all. I don't know why all of this is becoming so prevalent. Yeah, the neighbors didn't hear nothing, lady, because she wasn't saying shit. She was talking into her phone. I'm not saying that the neighbors heard something and didn't say anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about us, lady. Us as neighbors, living in our neighborhoods. In other words, keep your ears open. Keep your eyes open. If a woman asks you, why are you looking at my kid like that? Say, I was just looking. No reason. You know, in this day and age, you can't be too careful. I would hope that you would pay attention to my child too. And perhaps she'll gain some understanding, although there are some ignorant ass people out here. So y'all be careful while looking out for these babies. Be careful. But look for the babies. Doesn't matter how old they are. Doesn't matter where you live. Look for the babies. When you hear the babies outside playing, make it your business too. Look out the window. Because I'm going to love you for loving mine. Absolutely. You know how much easier it becomes when the police have to do a grid search and they ask the neighbors, did you see a 6'1", light-skinned kid with a head full of hair and a mustache and a beard come this way? Yep, he came past my house just a while ago and he crossed the street and went to the store. And it's very, very helpful. Very helpful. We need the nosy neighbors back. We do. The nosy neighbors kept us safe. because an asshole that was up to no good was too worried about Miss Mary or Mr. Jimmy telling what they saw. I say it all the time. Miss Mary wasn't just sweeping off her porch. And Mr. Jimmy wasn't really doing nothing to his car, but he was listening and he was looking. Y'all better believe it. Them the kind of neighbors we need back. We really do. And until we get those kind of neighbors back, we have to be that kind of neighbor. Especially if you live where it's a lot of kids. If you don't, keep your eye out for the elders that's your neighbors. Across the street, next door, what have you. We got to become each other's eyes and ears. And in return, they'll become yours as well. It's a sad thing, baby. A 4-year-old is gone. A 4-year-old is gone by the hands of her own parents. And one of them literally was pregnant with a child. Right now, I'm hoping this is some stupid ass accident. But the fact that they lied means that it's more nefarious than we would like to believe. They did this to their own flesh and blood. That's some evil shit. Thank y'all for joining me. And y'all be careful. Peace.
Yeah. Sean B on YouTube. Ooh, yeah. Late night on the screen, got the city lights low. Sean B bringing truth to the stories below. From New York with grace and a mind so wise, she can see through the dark, she can read through the lines. Every clue, every name, every twist, every turn, she be digging down deep till the realness burns. For the ones left behind, for the pain unseen, she be lifting those voices in between the scenes. So like, share, subscribe, let the real ones roll. Sean B on the case, going straight for the soul. On YouTube she shines, bringing truth to the few. When the world stays quiet, she comes breaking through. Like, share, subscribe, let the story breathe. Sean B got the light that the people need. Ooh, Sean B, true crime, baby. Tune in and watch the truth speak.